Does attitude have a bearing on weight loss? It turns out that it does. But the good news is that your attitude is entirely your choice. You decide, no one else. You are in complete control of this. Stick around if you want to hear more. Hi and welcome back. My name is Dr. Fiona Roche. Today I'm going to share 4 tips that will help you hold a positive mental attitude and lose weight. And again, just as a reminder, always see your own personal physician prior to embarking on any weight loss endeavour. Now let's get right into this. Positive mental attitude is a tool that can be very effective for weight loss. And it's a tool that you have complete control over because it is your choice. Sometimes just knowing that attitude is a choice can make all the difference. But for those exceptional days, here's 4 tips that you can use to help you keep more positive. Tip number 1, smile more. The act of smiling, even if it's a completely fake smile, can trick the brain into feeling happier and more positive. Smiling induces the release of mood-boosting neurotransmitters, including dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin, which make you feel happier and more relaxed. Smiling, incidentally, also improves your overall happiness and general sense of well-being, which could also have the effect of lowering your heart rate and reduce your stress levels. Try to smile at least 10 times every day for 2 weeks. I know this sounds crazy, but after about 2 weeks, you'll find that it will become a habit, and it will likely have had a contagion effect, making all of those people around you smile more, and they won't even know it. And this in turn will have a positive feedback effect on you, making you smile more, so you won't even have to remember to smile anymore. And all of this can be started off with just 10 fake smiles a day. If you've nothing good to smile about, 10 fake smiles a day, and eventually in a couple of weeks' time, you'll be smiling all by yourself, and so will everyone around you. Tip number 2, pose like a superhero. I know it sounds crazy, but power poses help create a can-do attitude, and it boosts self-confidence. If you don't know what I mean, I'll give you my power pose. Power posing is a pose associated with power and confidence. You stand and assume a superhero pose with your head held high, chest out, shoulders back, and hands propped on your hips or up in the air. So that's my pose. Power poses work in a similar way to smiling, with the additional benefit of feeding into positive feelings of self-efficacy. So what self-efficacy is, that it relates to our belief or our own personal judgment over our own abilities. So it's very, very important. So start each day with a power pose. Sure, it's going to seem ridiculous at the beginning, but try to stick with it. Make it part of your daily routine, and you will find that your day will unfold in a more positive manner. And yes, for the record, I do start my day with a power pose. And I do try to smile as much as possible. And it does work. Tip number 3. Keep a check on your internal dialogue. Now, what I mean by internal dialogue is that conversation that we have in our head with ourselves, in our mind every day, as we potter about and do our day-to-day activities. A good way to keep a check on our internal dialogue is to be more aware of our emotional state, because negative emotions can influence our internal dialogue in very damaging ways. For example, anxiety tends to induce this catastrophizing internal dialogue, where the worst possible scenario, only the worst possible scenario, is imagined repeatedly. And envy tends to induce a self-critical internal dialogue, where your limitations and your flaws, you overly emphasize them to yourself in your internal dialogue as you go about. And this is very, very damaging. So the best way to work on that internal dialogue is by keeping a check on our emotions. Tip number 4, avoid negative confirmation bias. So what's that? Confirmation bias is a type of cognitive bias whereby we set about to confirm a core belief by actively seeking information to corroborate that belief. So that's a mouthful, so here's an example to give you an idea of what I mean. So if you tend to think or to believe that you kind of lack perseverance, you will also tend to look for opportunities to validate that belief to yourself. So the next time that you finish a core workout a little earlier, your mind will probably try to validate the core belief that you lack perseverance. And then it might go a step further because it might start deducing that you'll always be overweight because you've got this seemingly inherent flaw about you. Okay? So these thoughts aren't good because they only serve to lessen, to diminish your resolve. And this is exactly why there is no such thing as thinking too many positive thoughts. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here for today. Remember, stay positive, believe in yourself. You can do this, and you have to believe in yourself first. Smile more, keep a check on those emotions, do your power poses, okay? Try to avoid confirming negative beliefs to yourself. They can't do you any good. And just believe in yourself. If you like the content, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, like and share with your friends. And if you have any comments, questions or suggestions, I'd like to hear them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.